Lights, camera, action.
Empty town, I'm searching for the lost and found.
Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of our masterclass segment. I'm here with Sana, Ariba, and Dave. We have a masterclass on filmmaking this week. So to start with, can I just know what your school life was and what inspired you to take up filmmaking?
That I think it's in literature, like every other class was extremely methods and like, oh, we need to do this to get past this class, and we need to know this to know that. But with literature and English in general, it was you learn something and then you actually learn something.
Right.
Like it's not like the test was not on you knowing how much of it is actually making sense of everything you learn. So I think that's like for me, literature was like my key for everything. I was like, okay, if I fail in everything else, one subject I have to pass is
Saving
literature.
grace, yeah.
Like it was literally like I was like, I'll screw up everything because I was like, it was not even like I was not capable. It was just I would lose interest so fast that I didn't want to know anybody's journey. But with story, there's like always, you like one character. You can compare it to why you don't like someone else. It's like this constant like feeling of school, like generally like just wanting to learn because it doesn't say it on paper.
We also had a lot of great syllabus. I don't know if y'all can relate to this, but we had like great prose chapters. We had great
Yeah,
this
I loved English literature. It was one of my favorite subjects because of like the prose, the poetry. I loved
and
the poetry
Shakespeare,
section the most. Yeah,
of
and
course.
Shakespeare. As you like it.
I really like it. That was very
I
good.
loved Shakespeare. I
I
actually
enjoyed
have
it.
a short film which I wrote
Okay.
based on As You Like It, but it's
Wow.
characters where so basically there's this monologue of Jacques which he says like every human being goes through 7 stages of life.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think the whole movie is based on that monologue.
7 stages.
Yeah, so all the characters are basically miscasted, or they all their actual personalities
Oh.
like contrast with
Ah.
each other. So when they go on stage to actually perform that whole snippet, they screw up everything because it's like you have to be true to yourself.
Correct.
Like my key to filmmaking, like for writing, I was like, if you're not honest, it's gonna show. Like no matter what you do, it's gonna come straight to your face where they'll be like, you don't even know your own answer. So I can go preaching something I've never done.
Watching movies has always been that sort of escape for me. And I always took a very strong interest in, who the cast is, what the movie is. I used to watch anything and everything, from sitcoms to movies. And that's what sparked a lot of interest. And also, when I was young, I was a child actor. So that was always there. So I think in eighth itself, I knew I wanted to pursue this career.
So you see, acting was like a stepping stone to taking that decision, or not?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Too young to understand.
I was too. I enjoyed acting a lot when I was a child because my parents pushed me to it because they knew I enjoyed it a lot. I was into dancing, into all of that. So they, encouraged me and like go for it. But then as I started growing older, they were like, you gotta study. And I don't want this getting into your head. So after
mentality. Dave, what about you?
So yeah, let's start from school. So in school, yeah, no, like let's think about subjects. That way, literature for me also was the only solace. Let's say.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to love the chapters. Plus, my mom used to teach me literature, which was awesome. And Shakespeare, I really like Macbeth. Yeah, so in school was when I first actually I knew I could write at least because I used to always write here and there. But the first time a teacher gave me, the boost was when Jaya Mehra read one
Oh
of my
my
comics.
God.
I remember, and she started crying. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I was like, how could Jaya Mehra cry? You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. Yeah.
And,
And a compliment from Jaya Mehra is like a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
and
Big
this was practically like I think my last it was my prelims English
Okay.
composition. So that was the last time she would probably be able to tell me.
Right.
And that's when this happened. So I was like, oh my God, finally he cracked,
Finally.
But yeah, that's when I came to know, child, there is an emotional quotient to my writing.
Probably.
And so then I thought, why not give it a shot, start writing more stuff. I started writing more stuff. 11th and 12th, I went into exploring. I started discovering new things, went to different places, met different cultures,
Hmm.
And then I knew that I needed to enter the arts. I needed to enter.
Right.
I wouldn't say films, but some form of collaborative art. I knew that would be my end goal.
Correct.
But I went to Whistling Woods. That is actually where that was a game changer for me, because that's where I met so many people from so many places all over India and the world, but mainly India,
Right.
which opened my mind up to just perspective as in what someone could see from some place as different.
Correct.
And yeah, that's when I decided, and I made my first film. I realized my forte at least is putting it together. Like in football,
Mm.
the captain's job would be that, to make sure everything happens, everyone's doing their job,
Right.
as getting your vision into fruition. That's what I realized is my forte, and that's when I started directing. And then yeah, as soon as school got over, I never stopped. I always, like, every time I'm, like, right now also I'm in the midst of sending my film to festivals and in the process of writing my next. So one benefit that I learned from school is that I don't take a break.
So if I may ask, what was your first day like for each of y'all in filmmaking school? Like, what was it like?
Oh.
There, like the first day in class, in every class, you're supposed to say like your name, your age, where you're from, and one sentence that describes you as a filmmaker. And frankly, at that point, like at 18, it was just like it was like a whim of a passion. It wasn't like driven. Like, I didn't breathe
Right.
films at that point. I just knew that I wanted to. So I didn't really have an answer. And I was the only one in like a 22 class who didn't know why I wanted to make films. And it shook me.
Right.
I was like, that is like, you real. And I feel like I'm so glad I didn't know, because post that I was like, I'm on a mission.
You're right. To like,
Films background and to know what films makes them own. So I feel like my first day was like a reality check that, you're 18. There's no excuse, because everybody here is 18.
So my first day was very different. So at NIFA, they held like a cruise party sort of a thing where they wanted all of us to get acquainted with each other.
got
So
Sana's face.
Like,
Why did I have that?
between New York and LA.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. What they did was all the students were at like on the boat, and it was like a mixer. We all got to know each other. I spoke to a few people. I made a few friends. There were,
Taking the ice, yeah.
girls. Yeah. So I met someone from Croatia, from France, and then Philippines right off the bat. I was like, this is amazing.
So Dave, what about you and Whistling Woods? Now that they have spoken about the whole international bit, what
Yeah.
about?
So for me, see, honestly, before I went into Whistling Woods, before I started curriculum, I had met one faculty out there, one like really superior faculty, the direction HOD, Ashmaki ma'am. Okay, she's like this really tough teacher, brilliant at what she does, but like really tough. And that's when she told me to do a few assignments, basically click a few photos, write a short story, give me an analysis of a particular film, like a general overview to see where my thought process lies and whether I can even see stuff differently,
Right.
And I never really given too much thought to, say, a photograph before. Like, I would have, but I never thought about it in terms of texture, color, angles. There are multiple things that you do. So I started thinking about it in terms of that. And I did the work. I wrote my first script, like proper. I'd written a lot of stuff before, but like proper, full-fledged. And shot a few photographs, like got a theme to it. And I submitted it to her. You know what she did? My story she really liked, luckily, thank God. But she tore my photographs. She tore them. Like metaphorically tore it, like, like she tore it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So and I was like, what am I missing out here? What is this?
Yeah.
What is happening? And actually, I always had that sense from within. If someone ever told me, this is not how you do it, I would always do it. Like, I would try to finish it to the core. So that's what I did. I went ahead and I made sure that I would get into direction. So for that, I had to really write a kick-ass script, man. And that's when I wrote my first film, The Hideout. And that actually really did very well in the writer circuit that we have. So what we do is, Anjum Ranjabali, I don't know if you guys know about him. Okay, but he basically came up with the SWA. He came up with the Screen Writers Association.
Amazing.
And I read my first draft of my script, okay? You won't believe, like, he didn't tell me shit. He didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me change this, change that. The whole class didn't tell me anything. My faculty didn't tell me. They were like, just go ahead with it. I was like, this is my first draft, And then I was like, should I change something? Should I do something? They were like, no. And that gave me then I was a little I was like, nothing have to change. That is too much. Not happening. So then I decided, let me tweak here, there, some things I tweaked. And no, but it was good because that helped me shoot. And
But that showed you have the flair, no, for writing. Like that gave you a boost somewhere.
Yeah, that gave me a really heavy boost.
His first day in Whistling was, I remember this. I think this is my most vivid memory post, at least Manikji, with Dave. It's like, I remember I've left because he came for my farewell. The first time I was going, he calls me on WhatsApp call. I was like, it's been half a day I've left. He's calling saying, bro, how's your first day? I was like, it's fucking scary. I was like, how's your first day? He's like, I slept too.
Classic.
This is a little embarrassing. I'm gonna say it anyway because you should know.
We should know, yeah. Please tell us.
This is so bad. Like it is so bad. If ever somebody listens in night, if somebody night are listening, like please don't watch. So our building. Okay, a film school is supposed to have like we have to make building like up and down. It's not. It's like one building. It's like Maniji. I went from
Maniji to another Maniji.
To international Maniji.
LA, yeah, Maniji.
Maniji in LA. Okay, we're opposite Warner Brothers. I was like,
LA chapter, yeah.
exactly. So like that. So we didn't have like, obviously it's a private school, so we didn't have this massive campus. We did have a lot, like we can shoot at Universal. We have a lot, but it's not inside the school. It's when you have to go, to shoot it. But the theory is in the building. So the third floor is the canteen, okay? It was like where you get all the food, etc. So the owner of the canteen, his name was George, okay? He's Armenian. And Armenians love India.
Wow.
And not India.
Why?
Don't know anything.
I heard Indica.
India.
He censor the whole thing with you here. Like, what? Okay. So the canteen guy's name was George, okay? So he asked me and he's like, I would go in and I was like, watermelon or something. And he's like, Indian. And then he just looks at me smiling and then he doesn't charge me, okay? He's like, first day save dollars like that.
Gado Indians.
I was like, this is going to be smooth. Like, I'm going to go back rich. But that was just day one. So I just got damn excited. And I'm still very, very like prankster type. So he's like Indian and all. And I was like, this is your chance. And he suddenly says, Raj Kapoor. Bro, that's the point where I was like,
Wow.
I started also doing Mera Juta Hai Japan. And then he said, you look like from Kapoor family. I was like, this is the best
Compliment ever.
in the world. I was like, I don't even care. He's an old dude. I was like, I'm taking it. I told him. I was like, yeah, far off cousin. Joking for
Karna Kapoor, my sister.
When I was going through my pain, it was a very weird disease. Like, it's not, I've never met somebody who's had these
Right.
or anything. So for me, I felt very left out, frankly, because I couldn't share it. But it wasn't not a problem because I couldn't move for days in that pain, but I couldn't express. So I started really dwelling on smaller problems, which people, like, it just goes unnoticed.
Right.
Like inspiration, like, I found inspiration because I was literally trapped in my mind. But inspiration is like, it has to be this big thing, or like, I'm making the Gatsby, or like, I love those things. Like, I have respect for it, but emotions are small.
To make what you know.
Exactly. So like, for me, even right now, I just finished, like, I'm still writing my feature. Like, it's a small emotion. Like, I just finished a book. Okay, it's my mother's story. It's my first ever book. Never thought in my life I would be a book because it's too old.
Too old.
Come on.
I'll be a screenwriter. But it was great, like, and I'm writing. Also, it's like I'm writing my mom, like, adapted and inspired by my mother's story, like her real story. Okay, so being so close, obviously she's my mom, but it has taught me, like, way more than the lockdown. I think writing a book has taught me, like, the meaning of clarity, like, actually dividing your emotions to listening to the person you're writing about.
And it also comes from, what, Sanam? See, because once you make a film, right? You start understanding, you start learning from that. So the thing is, what I've learned, every time I make a film now, I learn something that I need to learn. I learn something that I lack. So if I made like this last film I made, okay, called The Whale. It's gonna be out soon, so you guys must see it. All right.
Stay tuned for
For
sure.
sure.
But I realized that I really need to understand choreography when many people are in the picture. And when many people are in the picture, you know, how are you gonna cut? What is the ball game? It's very difficult. When you don't have a multicam setup, you need to really know what you need to do. And imagine, Vibha, I'm telling you, as like say someone who's not thought about this before because you've not thought about shooting a film.
Of course,
Correct?
yeah.
That way, imagine if you have 20 people in a scene and you have to go from place to place.
Mm.
As a creator, I can just simply take the camera, put it on that guy's face, put it on the next face, put it on the next face, so
Yeah.
on and on, right? But am I going to do that?
Right.
No. So how
No.
am I going to do it? There are a million ways to, right? Like chess, 100 probable ways to shoot that.
Yeah.
What
Okay, so
suits your
did you
way?
just say chess? Sorry.
Yeah.
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 I have really one story on chess. I actually did a short film on chess, believe it or not.
Uh-huh.
I actually I wanted to learn chess to write a short film on
Yeah,
chess.
yeah, totally.
That's
No,
fair.
I want to be smart. No, I don't learn the tricks of the trade. I want to make a movie.
Yeah, your motive
No
is
dialogue.
for sure.
Like, literally, I was so excited. I stayed up all night. I wrote my whole script in my 9 a.m. class. Literally from 1 a.m. to like 4 a.m. I was like, script is done. But when I went to school, my teacher, like, he's my writing teacher. He's my favorite. He told me, he's like, he asked me a question like, how many characters are there in your film? Overconfident Sana has got nothing too. Didn't even think, like, it was out of my inner, like, it was my reflex because I was like, I'm the writer, I'm the director, I'm the cinematographer, like, everything's done by me. I know my work. And he just looked at me, and the whole class is like, it's not acting, is it right, is it wrong? No one just standing there. And he's like, no, you have 4 characters. He was like, what are they? And I was like, I was like, I hope there's a learning curve here because it's really,
Yeah.
And then he literally tells me, he's like, everybody's so obsessed with the idea that a living being is a character.
Character, yeah.
Did they
And
forget the
then
chess?
literally posts that film, and then he says, so you didn't even count the pawn and the chessboard as a character. And I didn't. And then post that movie, the movie sucked, okay? But after that, I have seen, I try, like I try consciously as a writer to give like locations, props, and like literally production design. This is where my production design, like this inside, you know, this ignited
Yeah.
this production design that if a house or a location doesn't breathe, nor will your character. If you like consciously
Yeah,
put
totally, dude. It's ignited.
so I saw props as a whole different ball game after that.
So I have some concept ideas and I started like elaborating on them. It's complete world building. It does not have to do with our mundane life. It's completely like a different sort of.
Totally, dude. You build a world and you justify why
Exactly. Like even the people have like certain abilities and you know the concept. So it's I got inspired. I took inspiration, so to speak, from a few different things. This novel I was reading and also from anime, and it's 2 concept ideas I got in my head and they're completely different worlds.
Yeah,
So for me, I enjoy that kind of a thing. Even I like, you know, the mundane everyday thing, but my thought process is very different. Like it does stem from people, but I've realized that I don't like certain characters I write, you know, it comes from the kind of people I want to see or meet or I want to be. Like I've realized sometimes the protagonist I've written, it's like an alter ego of myself. Like I want to see this person like this. Oh, if given a chance, I would be this way, talk like this, have that kind of flair and sass. So I've realized that it sometimes stems from my alter ego.
But
To some extent.
you guys must have read or seen Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Insane. So for me, my approach is like this. If I enter a space that is not from our world, okay, which most of my stories, some of my stories are like that, I need a portal, okay?
Right.
And in Alice in Wonderland, when she goes through the rabbit hole, that
Right.
is the portal. She goes from reality to
Dream.
world of her imagination. Maybe it's in her head, maybe it's truly happening. We don't really know ever. But that portal, that mechanism of literary technique is what's important. You
Exactly.
need
So, weird habits or quirks you all have?
I talk to myself. I I think aloud. Like if I have an idea, I just talk to myself, and I just do weird. I have weird expressions on my face. I've realized that, and I have really wacky ideas. I can't think of anything anymore. Sana.
Dave is next.
Me.
Dave.
I actually, more than thinking aloud, I am extremely expressive. So if I'm thinking something and I'm like moving stuff, I'll move it with my hands. You see, so if someone from far is looking at me, they'll just think I've lost my shit because I'm doing this and this. And
Mine
this.
is similar, but I literally do have pictures in all my BTS where I do that. And I got it.
Like I'm the one.
Yeah, I literally have it. Every time I have a good take, I'm always with the woo.
I'm just running around on set. I'm like, no, this needs to get done. This needs to get done.
I'm actually running around screaming.
There's no doubt you're screaming. Like, I'm
Okay, now what is the worst tantrum you'll have witnessed on set?
I don't know if someone's gonna watch it, but like, bro, someone like this particular actor threw a tantrum regarding the lamest thing ever, regarding the size of the costume, which could have easily been tweaked, and it wasn't even a big deal. But the person made such a big deal about it, saying it affects my character. I'm like, it doesn't affect shit. Get on with it. But then we had to be nice and keep things going. So we're like, no, totally understand it affected you, so we're
Of
gonna
course.
do what you
To
want.
please the actors.
Exactly. Otherwise, it doesn't affect shit.
I'm also not going to say any specific,
Names.
Yeah, I had to like.
but I was in a particular set shoot and I was the AD and I had to give the actress coffee or something. Okay. So I went upstairs and I gave her coffee. She was like, thank you and all that. She came downstairs. She forgot I came only upstairs. She came and shouted at me saying, where's my coffee? I was like, ma'am, I gave it to you upstairs. She was like, oh, sorry. And then I went and got it down. By the time I came down, she had already gone. Dude, this same loop now happened some 5 times. And for 1 hour, I was just warming coffee, getting to her. She was forgetting about it. For 1 hour, that just happened. At the end, I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm just not going to come in a
She likes you, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Arey, now I'm running around the night shoot, 4:30, coffee to coffee.
Actually, so not reading the signs.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I failed.
Mine is damn LA, where this one actress is like, there's this bottle of water, I want sparkling. I was like, so do I want, give me the budget. I was so annoyed that shoot. I was like, ma'am, this budget is really low. Like, you should be lucky you have water. And then she just looked at me like, you're so funny. I was like,
Pani piya bhi.
Pani pee chale.
I was like, you know what?
What are your top 3 movies of all time?
Oh god, this is not the right rapid fire. Like I can never.
This question
Yeah,
is
pass from
Three,
You
not
can ask
top,
what's playing in
top
your mind right now.
Yeah, it could be
Because
more.
every day it's different, you know.
Yeah, every day is different.
Yeah,
Right now, what
the thing is, all my
So, what's in your mind right now?
like
That's
top
it.
3 right now in your head?
Top one. Just
I don't have top.
Okay, let's
I
make
don't
one.
have a top 3.
Like one. That's
So
all.
I watched this series. It was about, so there's this particular thing called as Rakugo. Rakugo is basically the art of storytelling. Again, it's an anime, shocker. But it's the art of storytelling.
For me, it's this one new thing that I started watching. If you guys also might find it, fancy it actually. It's called A Tale from the Loop. It's this really new show that's on Amazon, I think. I don't know, Amazon, I guess. One of those big 3. But check it out. It's sci-fi. It's actually, the story is pretty. It's done and dusted. Many of these films are done and dusted. Like
Right.
the linearity of structure. But the way it's done is just extraordinary. See it.
Well,
What's it
I
called
don't
again?
have one.
A Tale from the Loop.
Tales.
I don't have one specific, frankly.
Nothing you are
Nothing
watching
was
right now. Or
Honestly, if this was not there, I wouldn't have had one.
What I'll tell you what I recently just watched is I actually saw the making. This is my documentary week. I have weeks for different things. So I just watched like minimalism. It is the
Okay.
art. It's literally
Minimalism, the documentary.
so it is basically they're these two guys who believe less and more, and they go
Mm.
out, go out
Oh,
and do
yeah,
it.
right. Yeah.
It's
Actually,
beautiful.
and watching it, I was just watching it for like general information, like I like seeing it. But I actually got a really like it has inspired me. They just said this one line about like like reverse racism, and it
Okay.
was a very normal conversation, but it has just the words have got stuck in me. And reverse racism in a reversed American dream.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
my next speech idea, so shotgun.
Okay, so if you had to pick a favorite genre, what would it be? And this is a hard question considering.
I have multiple genres. I can't pick one.
Just
You
pick
can't.
one right now, whatever comes to your mind.
Like
1, 2, 3,
something
stop.
yeah, like just something that just comes to your mind. Could be.
If I just say 1, 2, 3, stop.
Really?
Fantasy comedy.
Nice. Nice. That's a lovely genre actually. For me, it's coming of age / sci-fi.
Mine
Oh,
was
yeah,
coming of
no,
age and drama.
Which movie would you be a part of? Like which movie would you want to be a part of? In any capacity, like either
Like
director,
a past, like any past film.
any movie, yeah, any past film, anything that
And
you
you want to
would,
be a part of it at any capacity.
yeah, in any capacity, would you have really wanted to be a part of?
Gladiator.
Let's go.
Yeah, nice.
Hard.
Very hard. But I do really want to play Rani Mukherjee in Black, bro. Like if I can do that somewhere down the line, you just
You want to give us a little bit of a show? Let's see. We all filmmakers here.
Yeah, please show us.
I'm waiting.
What about you?
needs to be out.
Me? Oh, I don't have anything in mind, to be honest.
Anything
Like, there are
Japanese?
multi-
Anything?
Not really. In between, there were certain dramas in my mind, but then I'm blanking out.
You have to make an ad for itching powder, and the theme is that it has to be so assuming Ariba's acting or Sana. So the theme is that it has to be the way it has to be advertised is from the point of view of Pooh from K3G.
Ooh,
Oh.
I love that.
And yeah, so now y'all can split the roles quickly, and somebody can act, somebody can write the punchline, and somebody can direct it.
Shotgun writer.
So
David director, Ariba's actor, man.
I'm going to do such a shit job. And
You're literally the only actor.
you're the face. You're literally the face. I don't think it's a shit job.
Okay, I mean,
See, I think as a director, I think Ariba is a wrong candidate to act because it's itching. She doesn't look like she'd itch. I look more like I would itch, you know.
yeah,
actually, yes.
I've spoken.
No, like reverse the
Yeah.
roles. Probably reverse it completely.
So
It's just your canvas.
I'm still the one with the pen.
But Dave is acting.
I don't care. I don't do anything.
It's you, Dave. Why did you-
No, it's not. It's like Pooh. You have to act like Pooh from K3G.
I have to act like Pooh. I changed
Yeah.
my fucking. I thought the perspective of it is like Pooh, but the character can be anything,
You
right?
are cool now. Go get a hairband.
Sorry, I think I changed what I said. Ariba. You look like you scratched.
You look like it's
Back of your words.
This is basically Pooh who has this itching problem. Is that what it is, right?
Wait, okay, so I have a question for the crew.
For the crew.
Yes.
Are we going for she's itching randomly or does she have a disease of itching?
What is the itching
Is
powder?
it for like what is the brand?
Ghamoria?
Yeah, Ghamoria. Guys, go with Ghamoria.
But
Because
that is
Yeah,
more like
yeah.
that.
Thanda, cool.
Yeah, thanda
Yeah.
cool type.
I woke up with a glitch.
A little more poise and a little more attitude. Wow,
Yeah, I
good
woke up
technology.
with a glitch.
How will we remember
Everything in my body had a weird twitch. Is this supposed to be some kind of a bitch? All I really care about is that I have a really bad itch.
Or this is the best you can get out of it.
okay, thanks guys. Thank you so much for your time. And we can
Thank you.
Thank you for your time and thank you for the great content you've given us. I really hope this helps everyone who's watching it.
Everybody go make
Yeah.
For the jingle, I think. And Sana, that was really quick. And thanks, Dave.
Yeah, I'm impressed. GG,
Yeah,
man.
me too.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Please let us know what you think of it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more exciting content every week.